Hello and welcome to this Patreon exclusive peek behind the velvet curtain.
Why did that make you laugh?
Because I said velvet curtain, but in my head I was saying meat curtain.
Gross.
Yeah,
Disgusting.
really disgusting. So yes, welcome.
Did you say meat curtain?
No,
Yeah.
I
Please
said
tell me
velvet
you don't
curtain.
know what that means. 'Cause that
I said velvet curtain, but I thought
I
meat
think I
curtain.
know what that means, unless it means something different to you.
I think.
But it has to mean the same thing.
It has
I think
A,
it means the
a
same.
butcher's apron.
An otter's pocket.
No.
Good.
And here we are.
Excellent start.
Very good.
So we are going to be discussing. This is a post game chat. Post game chat.
We've already had the
A
post-game
postman
chat.
pat chat about episode 2.
First thing we do post game is we all change outfits.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep,
Are we on camera for this?
we probably are, yeah.
Hello.
We've not decided whether these will be podcasts
Okay,
or
so if
filmed
it's,
yet.
if it's podcast,
It
then
depends
you
on how
just
much I
cut
can be.
what I just said.
It depends on how bothered I can be doing it.
No, if it's a podcast, we should definitely leave in what you said, because then people will imagine the most outrageous clothes.
Oh, you have no idea. We look so good. Like it's crazy.
We look
You have no
really
idea,
good.
she says to the camera.
In case there is in case it is there.
And then we do have to cut that.
Because we all changed character sheets, we thought we should all change clothes.
Very smart, very smart. Yeah, so you all came back as well. You where did episode 2 start? I can't remember.
Episode 2 started. We'd seen the doppelgangers go off
Oh, that was
Yeah.
into the tree, and then we had to chase them.
Yes.
That was the last time I made notes.
Very good.
Yeah.
So,
Evil, some kind of demonic things that have copied you and escaped into the Dreamlands. You've got to hunt them down. How did that go for you?
I mean, good. We killed 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had the weird blood on the clock tower.
Blood on the clock
Interlude,
tower.
yeah.
Interlude,
Which
yes.
was great.
It was so
Loved
good.
that.
Absolutely
Enjoyed
loved
that,
it.
did you?
Yeah. When we all started realising what was happening,
Yeah.
it was just like, oh
And
my
then you
god.
started
I got
panicking
to
as we
win.
started playing the game.
I got to win a game of Blood on the Clock
Oh my
Tower.
God,
we just had to
sorry.
we had to just take all the mechanics of Blood on the Clock Tower out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And make it crucial to the storyline happening in this game.
Yeah.
I got an atheist token, I think, from killing my
You
doppelganger.
did,
Very
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
When you started shouting Ben is dead, because Sean's best friend is called Ben, that first threw me off, because I was like, oh, are we talking about that? Is that what we're doing now? And then we walked out into the town square, and it was like the bit where you just started saying, when everyone was gathering and you said town square, my brain just started being like, oh no.
Yeah.
No, we have to play Clock Tower.
We're not meant to be doing that
We're not
today.
meant to be doing that today. We're meant to film that this week, for Christ's sake.
That's how I felt, because I was like, oh, I already don't know how to play this game
You
normally.
do!
I was like, why'd you do this, Dom? Why? Why?
Well, Dom did it mostly so he could roast every single member
I
of
did
the NRB
realise
cast
that.
and then say that he was
That
the most
wa-
handsome and clever with perfect hair.
I did
It's
realize
about time
that
people hear
was
the truth.
Very good. That was very good.
No, they deserve roasted.
It was nice.
Those poor innocent
good,
people
good.
who aren't here.
That was nerds.
Oh no, he roasted me and I'm here.
Yeah, well, yes, that's
Didn't we
true.
have to chase, you chased like a ghosty, right? You guys went up on the clock tower.
Yeah.
We were
well,
watching
Ben
to see
tried
who
to
was the
push me
murderer.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was an atheist game.
Yeah.
He did do that.
So then the next day we killed Ben.
Yeah.
And it worked.
It worked.
Yeah,
Oh
so-
yeah, and then a crater just kind of like it like exploded, right? The whole town is gone.
It all fell down
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Didn't
We sort of
any of
ended
you-
up in a void and we found the doppelganger at the centre.
I
of
had
the
a
void.
unicorn.
Yes, now you have a unicorn now.
That was yeah. You summoned a
After-
unicorn
after-
afterwards.
After
to get out the
Clocktower.
crater.
Yes.
You've got
we
a
rode
unicorn,
through to
Sally.
the ruined
Yes.
city and then
Sally, yes.
Sally, I wrote that down. That was important to me.
That was because Molly was thinking of her mum's friend Sally
Oh,
from the game we
Oh,
played.
wait,
It was
my
your
character?
Yeah.
that was her name.
It was a little thing for you, and I don't think you realised.
No,
but
I
that's why
didn't.
I did
Oh,
it.
thank
Yeah,
you. Wow.
Did any of you get executed in town? I don't think you did. Did you?
no, we just executed Sullivan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because my
choice.
plan,
Well done.
my plan was
No
to
one
give you
felt
the
guilty
atheist
about.
token as a clue. So if you died in town, you'd then come back as a new character and it'd be the atheist. And then that was my clue to kill the storyteller. But
But we did it anyway.
We
did it
solved
anyway.
it a different way
solved it
by
differently.
staying up at night, technically
Yeah.
cheating in the
We
game.
cheated. Yay.
But it's an atheist game, so you're allowed to cheat because the rules don't work.
That's
Are
true.
you allowed to cheat in an atheist
I think
game?
you must be able to.
The storytellers are allowed to.
I
do
have
what
no
they want.
idea.
Well,
what-
if they are punishing you for things, I guess they're
I have no
giving away
idea what
the
an
game.
atheist game means. So
Don't
that's
worry,
when you guys started talking. I was like, yeah,
an
whatever.
atheist
Let's
game
go
in-
sleep in the bushes.
An atheist game in Blood on the Clock Tower means that
The game's broken.
the game is broken. There is
There's
no
no
there
evil
is no evil team, and you have to convince the town to kill the storytellers. If they kill the storytellers though, and there is an evil team, the evil team just wins.
Yeah.
So the good team have to work out whether the person who's claiming to be atheist
fun.
is true.
That is fun.
And then the storytellers should be leaving like clues that it's an atheist game,
Yeah.
like truly impossible information.
Yeah.
Or
The one that Ben
Yeah,
does
yeah.
all the time is, and this is a really good one, Ben actually has a special token that he's made. So normally it's the Raven Keeper, but he has a Ravens Keeper token that when he's playing an atheist game, he puts in the bag. So someone gets a token
The
that says
Ravens
the
Keeper.
Ravens Keeper, and they're like, I'm the Ravens Keeper. And then like later they'll be like, hang on a minute.
that's not a real
But it's a
role, yeah.
perfectly made
Oh, that's
replica
good.
token
That's really cool. I like
that
that.
he
That's
uses.
smart.
So now you know if you're in a game that Ben's running and he gives you the Raven's Keeper.
He's
execute-
told that
execute him
story.
immediately.
It's-
No, I'm glad. I'm glad.
We can all get him now.
I'm glad. Get him.
Get him.
Get him.
Kill him.
Get him.
Yeah. So then the crater happened. We got a unicorn. We rode out until
To the ruined kingdom of
Wasn't
Hackney.
there like a ship in the sky that was flying down towards
Yes,
us? So
those-
we
those-
Ooh,
all those
the moon
ships.
beasts.
What are
Moon
those?
This is how it ended.
Moon beasts.
Yeah, well, no, but wait, wait, wait,
First,
no.
first they arrived and we ran into the
ran.
building.
Yes, yeah, but the end was the moon beasts.
Oh.
So we ran into the building, went down the stairs. When you started describing those stairs that we were going down, I was like, okay, it's gone industrial, that's weird. And then you were like rounded the corner, and then
who
I
was
said,
that
is there like a window into the room? And then
Yeah.
you just do this really weird thinking face because you were trying to remember what that door had.
Yeah.
Who was the person? We chased someone in. We
One
followed
of the
someone. Who
doppelgangers.
was
Yeah, we
it?
chased a
One of the
doppelganger down.
doppelgangers.
Oh, it was a doppelganger?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we saw them in.
The doppelganger.
Oh, you were describing this building? To this day, I envisioned a barn.
I didn't envision it as this building until we were in this room.
Yeah, I envisioned a stone building,
I think my
like
description was accurate,
like
but there
a
we go.
ruined castle
I
type building that
envisioned
we
a
went
barn
into.
up top that went into an industrial.
Oh yeah,
basement
that's fine.
area.
Yeah, that was kind of how I imagined it. Yeah, because it's a dream. It's a dream.
Yeah.
You know, you go
Yeah.
through a door in a dream, you're somewhere
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
Well, that's it, because the guy that we followed into that building to hide disappeared as well, because it was like people were panicking about the ships coming down from the moon.
That was really fun.
Yeah, it was And then really
We
just
described like all of us sitting here. Like,
Yeah, and we were all like, oh no.
we're like, oh,
Yeah.
Have you
God damn
ever?
it.
Run a game before, yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever done this before? No. Have you ever like ran as meta a game before?
Yeah.
As that, or is that the most meta you think you've gone?
I think that's the most meta I've ever gone. What's the game where you have to play yourselves? I think I have run a game where you play yourselves.
It's a World of Darkness game. There's an old one where you're playing humans. Yeah, you play yourself. It's like, I've done that one once. I hate playing myself.
Yeah.
It's horrible playing yourself.
Oh, and then there's also the zombie one.
That's what I've played, I think.
You play yourself
Outbreak,
as a zombie.
Outbreak
or-
Undead.
Something like that. It was a long time ago.
Yeah. I've
Or you
also
just play
played that
yourself
one.
in
You
a
play
zombie
yourself.
apocalypse.
Yeah, you have terrible stats.
Oh,
I
would-
just lie down and die probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like-
died.
It's only because they don't have a juggling stat.
I was
probably,
saying, I was
bet.
so
I'm
frustrated.
fucking great at that.
I died because I tripped.
Oh my god, really?
Someone get Laurie some juggling balls right now.
It's very brutal. I died
That'll
when
do
I
it.
tripped.
That'll do it. But no, that probably was the most meta game
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
ever run.
It was very. I mean, the bit where we got to like, I've sort of jumped a bit, but like screwing up the character sheets and throwing them.
Yeah.
That was
That's
one of my favourite
magical.
things I've ever done. In
Yeah.
That was
life.
great fun because I didn't
Like-
expect you to do that. I was like,
Yeah.
I presumed
was
they'll just
Josephine,
try
that
and
was-
kill
yeah.
me in
I
the
was
game.
done.
Yeah.
Josephine was bored of the game.
It was
They
because
weren't
we
actually
said
in
stop
character.
playing.
She
It's
was like, I'm
a
actually.
great answer. My
Well,
original.
because I thought we had to break the game. I didn't understand
Well-
what an atheist game was. I thought we have to break all the games.
Well, no, but the spider had said like, remember who you really are,
Remember who
or
you
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah, so that's what. Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's
so it was like,
that's
well, we're not
me.
any of these
Yeah.
stacks
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
character sheets. We're this one underneath.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it was great. I loved it.
That's true.
If you hadn't done that, I was going to try and go back one scene and say to the DM, sorry, I actually have a hard out. We need to wrap this up.
I didn't write down. Why would I not do this? What's Spider-Man's name?
Oh, I wrote that. I think
Was it Tim?
Is
Tim.
it Tim?
Tim the Spider.
He's from the Plateau of Leng.
Yes.
think.
he's a-
Yeah.
Good old
He's a lame
Tim.
spider.
My notes
Leng.
are
Tim has been
absolutely
so
dreadful.
He's a
helpful. I
Lengen.
love Tim.
He's a legend.
He's a Lengen.
I like Tim.
legend.
Yeah, Tim's been very helpful.
Your stacked character voices.
Oh, it was so funny.
That was very good.
The Jimmy Dean attempting to do a German.
Attempting to do another one on top. Yeah.
Also, I didn't select those character sheets. Ben did.
Oh, Ben.
I just said, Ben, print off a bunch of character sheets off of Doll's House library.
Brilliant.
And
So you didn't know
picked
what
a
you were
fantastic-
handing me?
no
or
idea.
Handing us, yeah.
didn't have time to look. But a fantastic selection.
Yeah.
I mean, some really extraordinary characters.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ben spent a lot of time looking. I doubt it.
He's a busy guy.
We'll never know. We'll never know.
If only he was here today.
If only he could say something.
I'm sure he'll want his legacy to be that he did a fairly good job.
Yeah.
For once.
Print all. It's still printing to this day.
And then
3 weeks later.
Who did we kill at the end of that? It was
I-
your doppelganger, wasn't it?
I think so, but I do remember you going back and forth on which one it was, and I don't remember what it settled on. Because you're like, oh, maybe it's, you did that thing. It was like, and went back between Alan and I, and so now I don't know which one it ended up being.
And there was
I
a
think
token that
it's-
was given of some kind, and I can't remember what that
Well,
was.
we had to keep the ripped up character sheets.
Yes.
Oh,
So-
was it the ripped
Yeah,
up
so
character sheets?
that was
is
your
okay.
token. So the
So I
token, we've got
think
the
it is-
atheist
I've got
token
the
and this
atheist,
token.
yeah.
Ripped up character sheets.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it was mine.
That's what I thought, but I...
Yeah, because you got given them. So.
I know it wasn't me.
Okay.
Oh, in which case it was.
Well then,
Yeah.
So you don't
And
know.
I don't have one.
Which
I
is
remember
weird.
it wasn't me.
Why is it weird?
I don't remember who it was.
Why
but
don't you have one?
Why is it weird that Sean doesn't have one?
I think you don't exist yet.
I think Sean is like a multiversal anomaly.
He is
Maybe.
inevitable.
I think
Yeah,
Sean.
he is
inevitable.
inevitable.
There can only
He might
ever
be one of the most generic guys of all time.
Yeah.
But this specific guy is.
They're all based
is
on
a, is a
Sean.
one and done.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the
There can be only one. If there was
alpha
another,
twat.
it would
The
be.
universe would end.
Yeah.
Sean is just a name that should just not be in any decade other than like post 2000. You know what I mean? It's such a specific.
Except post
Vibe.
2000.
I think
Yeah.
the 90s, you can have a Sean in the 90s.
Sean,
Yeah,
90s
maybe.
Sean, I think
90s
is
Sean.
fine.
But,
like,
yeah.
He's not fine.
Yeah, 19.
Do you think that's just coloured by
50s
Shaun of the Dead
Sean.
existing though?
Maybe.
And Shaun of the
I
Sheep.
don't know. It's just such
Shaun
a.
of the Sheep.
Shaun of the Sheep.
Like Shaun of the Sheep.
Such a guy from my school name.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Oh yeah? I
Yeah.
didn't know many.
I know a few Sean.
It's just like a British.
I think he's a
boy
very
name.
specific sort of British lad.
Yeah.
Is
When I
like
think
his
of
vibe.
when I think of British boys.
That's not
Please-
what the boys
please-
I went
yeah,
to school
I
with
was gonna say,
sounded
none
like.
of my friends
I
sound
know.
like that,
No, I think Jamie
but yeah.
Yeah,
and Liam,
yeah.
Yeah,
Liam,
100%.
and those are the two names I think.
Well, 90% of people at my school were called either Michael or David.
Well,
There's
Michael,
so
but
many
Michael's
Davids.
everywhere. For me,
Yeah.
it's
Oh
not
my
like
God, like we had,
region specific.
I had 3 Davids in my class at school. There'd be
Look,
30 people.
I can't talk. I'm Emily. Like, in
You
my
are,
year,
yeah.
there was
Emily
so
Apocalypse.
many. Emily's and Jessica's just everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's, I think Michael is one of the most.
It's a very
used
common
names.
name, yeah.
I have, I think, 6 or 7 friends whose husbands are named Michael, and so we've just adopted the
Michaels.
Handmaid's Tale nomenclature. So we say, of Laura, of Monet,
Oh,
of
that's
Josephine,
nice.
and then we know who we're talking about.
That's nice.
That's
I like
fun.
flipping that. That's good. Yeah.
I almost never run into that because I almost never meet other Josephines. It's happened once. There was another Josephine, and I was like,
You killed her.
Yeah.
didn't last.
She's not around anymore.
It's a unique
We
name.
sorted that.
I don't meet many Dominics.
No, don't
There
we know
are
a couple
some.
of Dominics?
It's more popular now than it used to be.
Really?
One
When I
other
was a
dom.
kid, it was,
Interesting.
you would never find. I mean, and then I would, and then it would be weird.
Yeah, it's
I've got
weird when
older,
you
it's-
run it. You're like,
It's much more common, but it's still quite rare for me to meet another Dominic.
it is kind of like a doppelganger feeling because you arrive in a hallway and you're like,
Yeah.
another one, another one.
This
I don't know this
happens.
feeling.
Yeah.
This never
There's just
happens.
always been so many of them.
Have you ever met another Laurie?
No. No, I have, I think. I think I've met
I was
like,
like,
but
never.
it's always,
know.
I think in the U.S. you would actually.
probably, yeah.
Laurie.
Laurie.
Are you Lawrence?
No.
Lori.
Just Laurie.
Just
Wow, I
Laurie,
just
yeah.
made myself
My
even
parents
more American.
went for all
like
names that
it.
are shortenings, but they just decided like. So my sister's called Cassie. I'm
Cassie's a
Laurie,
great
and
Oh,
then
it's
they were
all
like,
shortened.
"Yeah, let's get rid of the double syllables thing." My brother's just Jay.
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 You saying Jack?
Jay. His name's
Jay.
just Jay.
Oh, you said it was such.
Just the letter.
Jay.
Jay. Jay.
What happened at the end?
Well, we're,
Okay,
we're
so
looking
Can
at
you
you.
remember?
So yeah, we crushed all the sheet. We got the character sheets, and then you said
Well, so then we defeated the doppelganger. Then we went back sort of up the stairs to go outside again, but coming down the stairs was one of those moon beasts. things.
Yes,
Yeah.
we were right in front of the moon.
We were like
beast.
right on. We saw it at the
and
top
what
of the
does
stairs.
The moon beast look
It was like a big sort of like naked mole rat type
yeah,
thing.
I'll
It
show
has
you.
like they're big and
Oh,
like they're big and
yes.
grey with like
did I forget
tendrils coming out of their face.
Do you want to see a picture?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
I'd
really
love
grim.
to.
In the picture in the, I think there's one in the rule book.
There's a good one on the Cthulhu
Oh, the
wiki as
mole
well.
rats. Is that the same? Is like the star moles
Oh,
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But
the ones
scarier.
that do this.
Horrible.
that have
Or like tardigrades.
tendrils, basically?
Mm.
I'm going to call my
Moon
son
beast.
Malteser.
Multi. But then it can be shortened to Multi. Multi's quite a cute name.
Multi's cute. Mole.
Come here,
like,
Multi.
Mole. Mole. Or Isa.
It's quite. It's almost like it's a modern take on a classic because it becomes like Walt.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh,
Where's
it's kind
its
of like
face?
Ood-esque.
Doesn't really
from
have a
Doctor
face.
Who,
Yes.
With the tentacles.
Doesn't really have a face.
Little fucking spaghetti face guy.
Malteser's good, gender neutral.
Yeah.
No matter
yeah,
what, it's
definitely.
a good name.
Multi feels like a good.
Multi.
Multi.
I think the problem
like
is
Monty,
being
but
called
more-
Malteser is open season for bullying. I think is the problem.
Aw.
Just-
I think they'll take it really well.
you think? Yeah.
Tilly's cute.
Yeah,
though,
yeah,
like.
yeah, yeah.
What other chocolate would make good names? Snickers.
Baby Snickers.
Twix.
Twix.
Twix is cute.
Twix is
Twix,
cool. Twix
yeah.
would be a cool
would be cool.
person. in
Twins,
school.
Kit and Kat.
Kit and
Cat.
That's
Oh,
nice.
that would be terrible to do to them.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Curly Whirly.
Curly Whirly is a great
Whirly.
kid's name.
Now, some of them it would be
Oh,
cool
it's baby
names,
Curly Whirly.
and
Bounty.
Bouncy.
Bouncy. I get. It's
I
got like a
bet you
kind
have
of like.
Do you have Twix? You already said Twix.
Yeah.
Bounty has kind of like a classic naming vibe though, because like my nan's called Joy and her sister's called Glory.
Oh, yeah.
So it's got that kind of
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you know, when people name their
Bouncy,
kids
yes,
to
like-
embody
Yes.
something and like a higher
Bounty.
ideal. It's like
Yeah.
Bounty.
Arrow.
Arrow. I mean, that's
Mars.
like Emperor. Mars.
Mars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mars.
Arrow and
There's
Mars are gonna
defo
fuck some
kids
shit up.
in
Yeah.
Hackney called
Aaron.
Mars.
Yeah, bring back the Roman naming conventions.
Yeah.
Mars.
Jupiter.
And Jupiter. Neptune. Ozymandias.
Posh people call their kids stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
they call
Yeah.
their kids stuff like Eros and like
Venus.
Jupiter
Yeah.
and like.
What?
And I'm like.
I mean, I work at quite.
No parents brave enough to call their kids Oedipus, though, are they?
Yeah, I know.
No.
Let's really
Well,
break
let's-
the mold.
if you were brave.
If you're brave, you do it.
Having worked at very posh farmers markets, I have observed a naming convention, which is that they will often name their children the names that other people will name their dogs, and they'll name their dogs the sort of names that other people name their children.
Okay.
So I'll hear things like, Fido, 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 stop pulling your sister's hair. Martin. Come, Martin. Martin, come. Martin. Martin, come. And the irony being that the dogs spend their week being looked after by out-of-work actors, and the children spend their week being looked after by, you know, Polish nannies. And so neither the children nor the dogs respect these people. They don't know who they are. They're just the people who take them to the market every weekend and let them tear around like absolute monsters.
You're only here for 2 hours of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Market time is my time.
Market time is
There
my
should
time.
be a blanket ban on dogs and children in the market.
Wow.
This is my workplace. You're here to buy
No, I
products.
think,
Maybe the
I
children,
think dogs
but
is
not the
fine.
dogs.
Ban children.
They need to look after their dogs better.
Okay, then that's
Dogs
fair. That's
eating the cheese and shitting in front of the stall, banned!
if they eat the cheese, they have to pay for the cheese.
And quite often, they'll piss up the side of the gazebo, and I'll be
Oh,
like,
that's unacceptable.
I've got to pack this gazebo up at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's
gross.
unacceptable.
That is
You-
unacceptable.
It's outrageous, isn't it?
That's rude.
Yeah.
I don't
A
like.
colleague of mine
That's posh
said to
people's for
someone once, "Do you want to stop your dog doing that?" And they were like, "It's fine. We're outside." And he was like, "Okay, how about I come up to your house and piss up the side of it? Would you be happy with that?" Not my dog.
Well, specifically piss
Specifically
piss
Stare
on
through your living room window.
I think when it's like stuff that someone's gonna have to touch.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's not fair game. It's like
You
could be like, yeah,
things
drop
that are
your phone then.
stationary outside.
Wipe it
live
on the bed.
outside.
And be like, there you go.
He thinks that the cheese store just materialises
Yeah,
just
yeah,
out of
yeah,
nowhere. He doesn't imagine
To
that
bring
a
him-
worker has to
Has to put it
dismantle
up,
it
yeah.
and put it up.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
But
Well,
that's
that's
the name
because the cheese fairies do the cheese stalls,
Right.
right?
That's what they call me.
Dom the cheese.
The homophobes.
God.
Cheese fairy sounds quite nice.
I'm not. I'm horrible.
You wouldn't want to, but like cheese fairy, if it works like the tooth fairy, you leave a tooth under the pillow, and then in the morning there's just cheese under there. That's awful, I think, because it's really hard to choose that cheese as well.
Yeah.
You've got to leave it there overnight.
Yeah.
Like a
It'd
brie,
be a hard
brie
choice.
between the
brie.
a brie
It
between
has
the
to be
pillows.
Stuck. It's
gotta be
got
a hard cheese.
gorgonzola under my head.
You have to do a hard cheese. For
Yeah,
sure.
or like with one with a
Yeah.
casing like around
Yeah.
it.
And
yeah.
a hard, like a parmesan would probably be okay.
Yeah, that'd
Oh, yeah.
that'd be resilient enough.
Your
would
teeth are
last.
worth a lot then. Don't know why the cheese fairy gets kids' teeth. It doesn't make sense. to me.
Yeah. What else could it?
What?
I'm trying to, what would you put under your pillow
Oh,
to get
to
cheese?
get
to
cheese.
get
Milk.
cheese in return.
Milk.
Yeah.
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 You leave it under your pillow for like.
Well, so you leaving your milk?
Yeah,
in
if
the
you leave it
bum.
there for long
Well,
enough,
but
yeah.
You're leaving your milk teeth when you.
Oh.
Oh, so you get cheese teeth
does
back.
work.
Cheese teeth.
Cheese.
Oh my.
Imagine how annoyed you'd be.
my.
You'd be so.
Get a baby bell.
I just want 20p.
Yeah.
Just give me the 20p.
Ugh.
Or has that gone up with inflation now? I don't know.
Oh, I think it has.
The amount
A
from the
baby
tooth.
bell.
No, the amount from a tooth fairy. Has that been adjusted for
Yeah, it's probably
inflation?
like
They probably get a
five
tenner.
now.
Yeah.
I was pretty upset at the lack of cheese knowledge from a grocery packer delivery person the other day because I ordered some goat's cheese and that was out and they replaced it with the next best. And I know there were other goat's cheeses available, but they put like a Boursin equivalent.
Oh.
I'm like, that's not the same thing as.
It looks the same to the untrained
It's
eye,
not
though,
the
doesn't
same
it?
thing at all.
Should have come to the
No.
expert.
You just
Oh,
you
I
have to
want-
collect. You have to.
Josephine,
you have
your
to
French
just,
is showing.
Want goat's cheese, which I've adjusted myself. I think you'll see to say goat's cheese because that's a British thing.
What would
You say goat cheese.
Goat cheese.
Goat cheese.
Goat cheese.
Goat cheese sounds like the goat's full name.
Yeah. Mr. Goat Cheese.
Cheese.
No, my father was Mr. Cheese. Call me Goat.
Call me Goat.
Yeah.
Ah, Mr. Cheese, come in.
But anyway, that's what I wanted.
Goat's cheese. Yeah.
I wanted goat's cheese.
Goat's
And I wanted
cheese.
the one, not the log. I wanted the one with the rind and the little gooey bit.
You got
I love
to.
goat
You've just got to unclick.
Which is specific.
Substitutions allowed.
Why I wanted substitution, but I
certain
want you to
things, it's
substitute it with
fine.
something.
Well, then you
that
can't
is-
be. You cannot be annoyed at what
You
happens.
can say no
You-
to them. Though.
There
Yeah.
are other goat's cheeses.
Yeah.
Why not substitute it
Maybe they
with the
weren't,
same
Josephine.
cheese?
Maybe they just thought
I
you
know
wanted a
there were. This
soft
is a
cheese.
big Sainsbury's.
They just thought you wanted a soft cheese.
5 minutes from my house, there's a big Sainsbury's, but I make them bring it to my
They
door.
bring it to me.
You bring it here.
Anyway, I love cheese. Oh my god,
They're gone.
I
What
had
was
the
that?
biggest
Tilly was making a dice towel.
at
on the floor.
at
Make
the
one
cheese market. They do the crepes filled with so much cheese, and I had a raclette crepe, and it was massive, and it just, oh, it's so good. It's raclette, mushrooms, cornichons, and ham, and like, it puts you into a coma, and they're like this big.
Maybe this is why everyone's misbehaving at the cheese market, because
Yeah.
everyone's
Mad on
Pepto-
everyone's
cheese.
everyone's completely out of it.
I can believe
All the
it.
parents cheese high.
Yeah,
Cheese eye.
really.
Not another
Cheese
cheese eye.
Misbehaving
Ate
at
that.
the cheese market.
10:30
Oh, that
a.m.
Morrissey.
Misbehaving
He's a poet.
Misbehaving at the cheese market.
That would be the Morrissey version.
Yeah.
I love cheese.
But I don't care
love
that
cheese.
you're not very well to come with me, so
go
I'm
on my
here
own.
alone.
And walk
It's got a bit David Bowie there.
Oh.
Well,
David Bowie would include spiders from Mars, though, wouldn't it? Which is
yeah.
like our little friend Tim,
Yeah.
Tim.
who I don't trust
You don't
very
trust
much.
I think
I
Tim might
trust
have to
him
die at
totally.
I
some
love
point.
Tim. Are you will not be touching Tim.
At the moment, I'm okay with it,
Little
but I feel
puppet
like there's a very
Tim. Yeah.
there's a very real world where Tim turns on us.
No, Tim would never.
Tim Tam.
Do you know one thing we didn't discuss in the last podcast was those other rooms? You know, we saw all the different mirrors.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, we
Oh,
saw
yeah.
this room, right? Because we saw
Orange
the one with the
cur-
orange curtains.
orange curtains.
Yeah, so we saw the
black
orange
white
curtains,
floor.
but when we were in the Hall of Mirrors
Old
and the
Wild
mirrors were
West.
broken, we went to
Yes.
there were a few different ones. If they're not intended to come back in this one, Dom, can you reveal what some of them were?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Check.
If we had gone,
Spicy.
what if we'd gone to the old?
Because
Wild
I know
West
what the
train?
Old Wild West train is.
You do?
Yes, I do know.
Wild
I did
Wild
mention
West.
that.
What's the old Wild West?
It's Wild Wild
the
West.
Wild
It's Jim
Wild
West,
West.
Desperado, Rough
Jim
Rider,
West.
You don't want
Wild
nada,
Wild
96 minutes.
I
It's
love
lyrics
that
to Wild Wild
song.
West.
Oh.
Let's see, what did we have? So you went through one room and you came back as other people.
Yes.
You swapped characters.
We went to
So we went-
Reek Manor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the dark attic space? That
Yes.
was
Yeah.
that one.
We went
Oh,
to
actually.
Reek. But we went to it in its heyday.
There was one that was their exact reflection. I think we went into that one.
That was
right?
when we swapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a back alley.
There's a back of an alley. Yep.
Yeah.
We didn't go in that one.
No.
And then there was one other people than us reflected, but Sean is gone.
Yeah.
That was the doppel.
Did we go? We didn't go into that one. That
Yeah,
was
we
where
did go
I,
in.
You
where I
did.
looked
No,
like
we did
Dana.
go into that one.
We did. That was
That
the
was the
last one we
forest.
went into.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we did go into that one too. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Where we
so
got
the
told
back
beware
alley,
of the Zoogs.
the back
Yeah.
alley, the old Wild West train, and then the orange curtains and black and
Yeah.
white floor. one
So if
we
you'd
didn't
gone through,
was here, I think.
Doesn't
if
have
you'd
a
gone
black
into
and
the
white
back
floor.
alley, you would have ended up moments before the briefing with Deputy Crow.
Ah.
And you'd have been the thing that the people in the diner had gone round down the back alley to see. So that's why he runs away crying. I don't know if you remember. It's a fairly oblique reference to Mulholland Drive, the David Lynch movie. Not even oblique. It's a direct reference to Mulholland Drive.
So we would have seen the back of the other officer doing the dance
Yeah.
in the flamenco dress.
Okay.
Um,
And then
I
But
was not here for that.
This was in the public episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there would have been a twist, which would be that eventually people would be running away from you screaming. Eventually you'd realise, if you found a mirror, that you'd all been turned into ghouls. Which is a reference to a H.P. Lovecraft story, of course. Spoilers.
okay.
It's been around for a long time, you should have read it by now.
You've had time.
You've had time.
Old Wild West train.
Old Wild West
You know
train,
what that
you'd
is.
got on, and
Well, where's
pretty much every station, they'd announce, next step, Bloodstone. And then you pull into Bloodstone, loads of people would get on, and then the train would set off, and then they go, next up, Bloodstone. And then you pull up at Bloodstone, loads of people get on, and then they set off, and then you would just keep cycling through every station. You'd just be going around in a loop. But everyone who gets on would look like you. Yeah. Pretty creepy stuff, right?
You didn't know that. How did you know that?
Well, I knew about Bloodstone. Is what I knew about.
I mentioned it after the game.
We had a little talk about it.
Okay.
And then finally, the curtains.
Orange curtains. Black and white.
We didn't
floor.
go in that one, but I figured
No.
that was here. But
That one would bring you into the kind of liminal space from the public episode where Sullivan shot himself.
Yes.
Rip
Detective Robin Williams.
King?
And
So
you'd find
still
yourself
alive, just-
sleeping.
Brain fried.
Yeah, that's true.
So did we walk
Potentially.
through the one that was the exact reflection of us?
That was the first one.
that was the first one we went in.
did. Yeah, we
that
all
was
swapped
the
bodies.
attic. Yeah.
When we swapped bodies, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we did
When you did
attic,
your perfect
and then we
Estonian
did
accent.
the other.
Yeah, that perfect.
Buffy, I love you.
Hi, Buffy.
Hi, Buffy. I love you, Buffy.
Yeah. So those are the other mirror rooms.
Over 17 mirrors in the middle room.
There are over 17 mirrors in the mirror room. Yes. I mean,
Is
you've yet
Dr.
to.
Voke
You've yet,
alive?
you what?
Is Dr. Voke
He
alive?
stabbed
We've
himself
not-
with some scissors.
Was Dr. Voke alive?
It's probably just a dream,
Yeah.
right?
Most of my notes are just things he said, and then I realised very quickly that they weren't. Like, I've
They
got
weren't.
roller centipede in sawdust,
Yeah.
kiss the moon,
He's wearing a crisp packet as a hat.
a salamander, and like,
Chris Packet's hat really tickled myself with that one.
I'm wearing this packet as a hat. And then we were like, is he? And you were like, no.
What I love is you've all written down the nonsense that I was
Yeah.
saying then, but no one's written down how that session ended.
No.
So one's
That's because we remembered it eventually.
Yeah.
Moonbase, baby!
We were too in the moment, you know? We were
Yes,
enjoying
yes.
it.
We
so
were
much.
living it.
I still need to, basically, Jimmy still needs to find Winnie.
Yeah,
That's
gotta find the
my
pig.
one.
Gotta find
That's my
that little girl.
to-do.
That pig.
Gotta find my little girl.
Little girl.
That's it.
Calling a pig Winnie is like if Winnie the Pooh and Piglet had a child.
Winnie
It's like
the
Winnie
pig,
Jr.
Winnie the pig.
I got a really weird email. This is relevant. I got a really weird email from a fan being like, hey, I loved your voice in the Mothership episode. How much for you to read Winnie the Pooh to me in that voice? And I was like, I know this is a fetish, but I don't know what fetish it is.
How much did you
We'll
charge?
actually include
What's
this.
the number?
I did not reply.
Do we have to cut that? I don't know.
I don't know.
Probably. I don't know.
Who knows?
I mean,
I mean,
I
they
don't.
were,
I
they were
don't
brave
mind.
enough to send it, so I
I
guess.
don't mind including it. I'm not like
Yeah.
traumatized by the email, but
£1,000. Do
I,
it.
I was tempted to reply and be like, 10 grand.
Yeah.
Oh, ooh.
Don't ask, don't get. What is it called? Like if that
might
fetish,
not have been
what
a
would that be
fetish.
called?
Just liking
They might.
the sound of your
What was
voice.
the voice?
That sounds
What was
more
the
like
voice
it.
in the Mothership episode?
Slightly
I'm not
robotic.
going to do it for free.
Slightly robotic. yeah.
Patreon
They're not paying me directly.
yeah. Robotic and American was the voice.
Yeah.
basically.
It was kind of, it was like a robot AI.
Yeah.
I don't
Therapist.
know. It was
Yeah.
just the vibe of it. I was like, why specifically Winnie
It's just
the
like
Pooh?
ASMR. Oh, yeah. but Winnie
You
the Pooh.
know, like did his mum used to read him Winnie the
100 Acre
Pooh or
Wood.
something?
Like,
Yeah.
Is it that it's like a bedtime story? Like, what is it?
I get a lot of voice comments. That's
Yeah. How much do you charge for your
I
bedtime
don't-
stories?
No one can contact me. That's what I'm more interested in. Is how did
Message
they
Josephine on
contact
Instagram.
me?
Well, I do
directly.
coaching for
Oh,
voice
so they got
actors,
your email.
so
Okay.
yeah,
I was like, how
yeah.
did they get your email?
They don't have my email, but I have like a contact thing on my
Yeah,
website that
That goes to-
occasionally
yeah.
someone will
Okay.
be like, yeah.
Yeah,
if anyone
no one's-
listening to this wants a bedtime story, I'll read your bedtime story.
10p and I'm at your window
10p
now.
and I'm there. I'm already outside.
If anyone else sends me any fucking weird emails, I'm gonna send a lorry round to your house.
Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh.
That is someone's fetish,
no,
Laurie.
you
Like,
can't. I feel like you can't include this now.
I want a bedtime story of Jimmy Dean as a German psychiatrist
Yes,
reading
100%.
The Hobbit or something.
I don't even think I can do it anymore.
Jimmy Dean.
Jimmy
Let me psychoanalyze you. Once upon a time, there lived in a little old hobbit.
I would like to.
Jimmy Dean.
But they were all of them deceived.
This is
Yeah,
Yoda.
you sound like Yoda.
Jimmy
How did you
Dean
do
am
that?
I.
Trouble in the water there is. Looking for Winnie I am.
I didn't know Jimmy was so close to Yoda.
Instead of a Dark Lord, a queen you will be having.
I have this theory that all British men have a Yoda and a Gollum impression ready
yeah,
to go.
I think that's true.
Absolutely all of them. Gollum, go.
There
There we go. Gollum, go.
It's easy.
Okay, do
Yoda, go.
I want Yoda's quite hard.
I want Yoda Gollum.
Yoda's
yeah,
Gollum,
you
yeah.
have to
Yeah.
go.
Now, is it Gollum doing Yoda or Yoda doing
up to
Gollum?
you to decide.
Okay.
Whichever you think is better.
Oh, I
Do
gotta
or
think
do
about
not.
this.
There is no trap.
Yeah, it's hard to layer character voices on top of each other.
Oh, you
Yeah,
doing Yoda
doll.
doing a Gollum?
Or Gollum doing a
do
Yoda.
Precious smile.
It's really hard because they use complete.
Stole it from us, they did.
Oh, it's it get like.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
That was hard.
That had a bit of.
Stole it from us, they did. Stole it from us, they
Oh
did.
my god.
That's something else.
Stole it from us, they did.
You have to be. That's like 3D chess. You've got to be thinking all the time. Every utterance. Am I Gollum? Am I Yoda? Am I Gollum? Am
It's
I Yoda?
basically Yoda trying to put a bit more phlegm into
Yes.
Yoda's
I have to
speech,
put my
think.
Jeff wig on top of my chair.
But that means you must be also like very close
I'm boiling under
to doing Miss Piggy.
Oh yeah.
Dom does a good Miss Piggy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kermie, I love you.
Kermie. That's really good.
Hiya!
It's good.
How dare you! I'll raise you 3 feet off the street!
Miss Piggy doing Yoda doing Gollum.
Ah, there we go. Tom's just ears start bleeding.
Let it break your mind.
What's that Yoda line? There is.
Do or do not, there is no try.
Okay, so it'd be.
Do or do not, there is no try.
Wow.
Wow.
Great.
Well. Oh, now I need a cigarette.
Well, we can break there.
Lovely.
We can call that there.
Well, I hope this was informative for your own games of Call of Cthulhu.
Don't email us!
What do you get out of this?
top quality.
Don't email us. Yes. Don't contact.
When you're doing character voices for yourself, try and combine 3 impossible characters to give a bit of spice to your games. And if you've prepared 6 mirror rooms and they only go through 2 of them, you're a fucking idiot.
You directed us to go through one that took us off onto a different thing.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
We followed your glass trail.
Yeah. My glass railroad, if you will.
Yeah.
Next stop, Bloodstone.
Next stop, Bloodstone. Next stop, the end of the scenario. Lovely. Well, yeah, I think that's everything. Any questions?
Any questions?
Questions, queries, comments?
Any questions? Ask us questions. We won't probably be able to answer them before you see this.
No,
We won't. We won't.
We
we
shan't.
won't. We simply
We
won't.
shan't.
I refuse.
Shan't. Lovely. Oh, although I did see one comment on one of our Patreon videos
Here we go.
that said, "Oh no, this is a PSA. This is a PSA."
Oh.
They're saying they wanted to get into Call of Cthulhu and they were going to buy the Player's Handbook. You don't need the Player's Handbook. You need the Keeper's Rulebook. It's not like D&D where you need both books. You just need the Keeper's Rulebook. So if you're going to play Call of Cthulhu, make sure you get the Keeper's Rulebook. The Player's Handbook is really just an additional accessory, a supplement, if you will. So, top tip.
Okay.
Don't.
Buy that one. That's there behind you.
Investigator handbook.
That's the Investigator Handbook. You don't want that one. You want the.
Yeah, that's exactly the one you don't want.
That's the
You
one
don't want that.
You want.
Well,
we haven't
I
got the
mean, you
Keeper
might
Rulebook
want
here.
it.
We haven't got the Keeper's Handbook.
You might want it. You don't.
You might
need
want it. You might want it. It's got extended character creation stuff and loads of very useful information for players. But if you're going to be running the game, you're going to need the Keeper's Rulebook. If you need the mechanics, you need the Keeper's Rulebook
Yeah.
or the Quick
If you're
Start
going to
rules.
play it, is it better to get the Investigator handbook?
Or even if you're going to run it, some people run it without ever having read the Keeper Rulebook,
Yeah.
and it generally goes fine.
Looking at you, Tom Clark.
I think the thing with the Investigator Handbook comparative to like a D&D where the Player's Handbook gives you all the classes, all the other stuff. There's so much more like
Rules,
mechanical bits to
Yeah.
learn. Whereas really, can you imagine a man or
Yeah.
a woman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Come up with a
or a
person.
person.
Yeah.
Like it's.
I mean, that's why.
No.
It's
It's so
because
good.
in D&D.
Well, that's all you need for. That's all you need for a Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Right.
In
we
D&D,
make
all the
characters on
complexity
Dollhouse,
is.
like,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we-
we made our
yeah.
characters.
Yeah.
Make our
Doll's House,
characters
very
on Doll's
quick making.
House.
I feel like in D&D, all the complexity is a lot of the complexity is player facing,
100%.
whereas in Call of Cthulhu, it's all keeper facing.
Yeah.
Like, the keeper has to know the
Geog,
rules.
geog.
And you can
What's-
just tell them.
What's your highest stat?
I don't have a stat. I'm a keeper. That's the first thing you learn. in
I'm
the Keeper's
talking to
Rulebook.
you.
I've got 85 intelligence.
Mine's
18
ride.
intelligence.
Oh, stat, strength.
Oh no, I was.
Oh,
Sorry,
intelligence,
skill.
85.
What's
Oh, your highest
sorry,
skill.
what's your
My
highest-
highest skill is ride. I've got 60 in ride.
Mine is.
You have a higher ride skill than I do.
She's a stunt woman.
I'm a cowboy.
Well,
I
make your
have
ride skill higher.
75 in using the decks because
What?
I'm a worldwide famous DJ.
Because you can
Oh, the decks.
drop the beat.
And I didn't know that, so that was never going to come up.
You know what? This is Dom's skill. Dom did my skills. My highest skill is in speaking English.
Wait, it's my fault that you didn't. It's my fault you didn't make your own character.
We can
How is
barely
it my
hear him
fault?
most of the time.
How is it my fault you didn't make your character? You could have made it yourself.
I could have. But speaking English is my highest stat.
I think Sean actually is my best statted character that I've played
he's
on the
crazy
channel so
good.
far, and I've still got 75 in Dex.
Speaking English is your highest skill for a cowboy. It's pretty impressive, I would say.
It's 65.
Yeehaw! Yeehaw!
Mine is mechanical repair.
What?
Excellent.
No, that'll come up.
That was gutters.
You're gonna have to start imagining machinery.
Yeah. That's a good idea, actually. I will. Imagine a chainsaw.
Dead, wrapped in plastic.
plastic.
The guy who plays your character in the actual Twin Peaks. Fantastic.
Yeah, those clips you
Mad
sent me.
performance. Really funny. Don't drink that coffee, boys. Fish got in the percolator. So
How
good.
did they get in there?
He put them in there, I think. Because when you're jugging fish, it's a traditional way of.
All right, we
preparing
will
kippers.
see you
Try
next
to
month.
end
We will
it.
see
And
you next
Put a
month.
kipper in a boiling jug and then it cooks.
Cut it off! Cut it off!